Hello, my friends. We are going deep, really deep tonight. I am visualizing quite a few tweets all in one go because my goal tonight is to make sure that my unobvious account gets to 3,000 followers. At the minute, it's at 2977, and I've just put this tweet out on my personal account that said, "Soothe my ego, hit me with your favourite tweet from this week and I will visualise it over on Unobvious. Let's overload this damn algorithm." So that is the goal for tonight. I am sat here right now. It is 7:30 p.m. I'm feeling refreshed and ready to hit some of these tweets that I've seen this week. I've already got an idea for one of them, the Robbie Crabtree one down at the bottom. Too many people want the outcome without taking on the scars. The scars are a sign you did the work. Embrace them because nobody can take your victory away. I'm going to start with this one because I really like this quote. Robbie always writes, and to use a phrase that my other friend Tom Hurst uses quite a lot, Robbie always writes bangers of tweets, and I think this particular banger of a tweet has got a great idea in the middle of it. This thing I'm doing here, I always say this when I do these streams, this thing I'm doing before I start writing or making any tweet, I always just sit down, put the quote into Figma, and actually just think about it for a minute. And I do that by copy and pasting in the words, and I just have a panel here on the right hand side. Nobody ever sees this panel. And then another thing that I also do is give it a title as well. Nobody ever sees the title either. The scars are a sign you did. The scars are the work. So you see how I actually thought about that title then, right then? It's utterly pointless. Nobody's going to see the title whatsoever. But I actually sit down, think about the title because it helps me think about the visual. I've already got an idea for this. I am going to use two of my visual patterns actually here. I'm going to use a success thing, look at my graph. So the things that I'm mentioning here, these visual patterns are things that are in my new book, The Magic Visual, and I'm going to be pushing that all the way through. I'm going to shamelessly shill my products. I don't care what you think. So I'm going to use a success graph for this, and I'm going to do something a bit fun with it too. So let's draw a little graph. When I think about graphs, all I ever can think about is the Nickelback gif that says, "Look at my..." Hold on, I've got something in my mouth that isn't meant to be there. It's a hair. This is the problem with having cats. Yeah, I always think about this, the Photograph song by Nickelback, and somebody edited it on YouTube, and it says, "Look at my graph," and it pops up a graph. I mean, it's funnier when you watch it. So I'm going to draw your standard, bog standard and boring success graph that we have all seen a million times. I use these a lot, but I use them in funky or weird ways, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to illustrate the work with a line just like this, but I am going to draw some scar lines on this. Ooh, what a novel twist, Craig. What an interesting idea, I hear you shout. Probably not. So, yeah, already we're into the stream, and I'm going to be doing something really boring that you've got to sit and watch. So I'm using the pencil tool inside Figma to do this. I like the way it kind of smooths the lines, and I kind of, because this is a scar, I want it to look imperfect. I wouldn't use the pen tool for this, although the pen tool would obviously be a lot easier, but I actually want to make it look imperfect. I want it to make it look like a kind of a scar that's been there for a while, a grizzled scar, because the scar shows the work. Isn't that the quote? Something like that. The scars are a sign you did the work. So I want to make it look grizzled, a bit ugly, kind of thing that you don't really show off to many people. And that's what I really love about this tweet. The scars aren't the thing that you show off to most people, but the scars are the sign that you did the work, the wrinkles around your eyes. I'm 33. I've already got too many wrinkles. In the UK, we call this somebody who's had a hard paper round. Maybe that's just a Yorkshire thing. Maybe it's a Barnsley thing. So we're nearly done with this first grizzled, kind of ugly idea that I've got going on here. Just while I concentrate, I'm gonna not talk that much. We're nearly done with this. There we go. Kind of looks like a centipede or something, doesn't it? So maybe that line needs to just be a touch thinner. So let's just try that. I've made it opaque by accident. Click the line, change the line to 6. I think 6 will do it. Yeah, there we go. The scars are a sign you did the work. And so people know what this is about. I'm going to edit Robbie's quote. Sorry, Robbie. And I'm going to do that instead. And the next thing I'm going to do is boot up Hype Fury. And I'm going to post this immediately. Copy it over to Twitter. The reason I use Hype Fury, one, plug Hype Fury. Hype Fury is the greatest thing in the world. The reason I use Hype Fury is because I've got it set up to automatically retweet from my Craig Burgess account. And it also saves the history of it inside Hype Fury, and I can retweet them and do other cool things with them later on. So I'm going to straight away drop this in here. By the way, if you can hear my keyboard in the background, I'm really sorry, but I've got a very nice to type on keyboard, but it's a mechanical keyboard, so it's super loud, and you can probably hear me going as I am doing these visuals. Where is the visual gone? As you can see, my desktop is just full of visuals because it's pretty much the only thing I do with my life is design things. Not that I'm complaining about that, because it's a privilege and an honor to be able to take people's cool things that they've said and visualize them. Oh, wrong window. You don't want to see my gifts between my friends. Right, there we go. I found it. Boom. That is the first one done. We are in the mix, as a radio DJ might say. Post now. Boom. Post. Now I'm just going to jump over to Twitter, because a thing I want to do here straight away with this is just make sure it is on the thread that I've got here. So let me copy this and add this to the thread. There we go. Add it to the thread like that. Right, so next tweet. Which ones am I going to pick? I like this Blake one. I know, it's surprising, right, that Blake can actually write a tweet. It surprises me every day. But I really like this tweet that he's written. Your growth will look like this. No. Yes, it only takes one yes to change everything. I'm going to use a success graph again. This might be the evening of success graphs. And if it is, this is going to be a really boring thing for you to watch, right? So, I mean, it's talking about growth. I kind of have to use a success graph here. The other kind of idea I'm thinking of here with this is, let me just write this in. Oh, I always call him Blake email. He hates it. The other thing I'm thinking is put loads of no's to the left and one yes to the right. And all the no's to the left are kind of pointless. But I think no. I'm going to use a success graph again because I've got an idea for this that I think is going to look pretty cool. Let me just lock that in place. So I'm not really going to talk, because I'm doing this at 1,000 miles an hour. I'm not going to talk much about the technical things that I'm doing. I'll try and give you a little bit of insight as I'm going along. you know, if I'm doing something that I normally wouldn't do, but this isn't the time for me to show you how to make visuals. This is the time for me to make a ridiculous amount of them and record the process and hopefully reach 3,000 followers on an obvious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a remix on the success graph. I'm going to do the standard, this kind of thing where it's no, and boom, up at the end like that. The upwards trajectory where you are failing for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden, at the end, you get this huge spike. So I'm going to use the line that I've just drawn there, like that. Let me just unlock that a second. I'm going to use that line to line all this stuff up, line the nose up to it like this, and I'm going to make the nose a bit smaller like that, and I'm going to lock that in place. By the way, only tip you're going to get tonight, Shift Command L in Figma, hugely useful thing to lock things in place, makes things a lot easier. So I'm just duplicating this over and over along this line so it doesn't kind of look perfect. So it kind of looks like this. And now I'm going to show the yes. Plink. Oh, I like that. It sounds good on the mic, doesn't it? Plink. I'm just going to show the yes there at the end, like that. And delete that line. Just like that. Just like that, as Tommy Cooper would say. So you've got the no, yes. And it shows a success graph. Although you would have heard my doubt in my voice then. I don't like the fact that there isn't much of a link between the no's and the yes here. Normally I would show, so I would do something like this, where they begin to escalate upwards. Yeah, there we go, Craig. That's what you needed to do. I mean, this visual here that I've just done, I've done this success graph visual so many times now that it is almost, I don't know, mimetic. It's almost meme-like, and I should probably stop doing the same visual over and over at this point. But you know, we're doing them quickly. I'm trying to show off how great I am at visual making. And yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna sit here and use any shortcut that I can. That's the kind of guy I am. So unlock that group. Delete this. There's also another thing to say actually that I didn't say just then. That when you do use the same patterns, the visual patterns, over and over and over. This is how memes work. People get used to seeing certain things, and when they get used to seeing things, they much more easily understand the thing that you're doing. And that is often the kind of thing I'm trying to get to with some of my visuals. Because they're on social media, people find things very difficult to understand. And I want to make it easier and quicker for them to understand things as much as humanly possible. So, how's Blake written this tweet and it doesn't fit? Sorry, I'm just confused. He has used every single character here. I'm going to have to edit his tweet. Sorry, Blake, I'm going to edit your tweet because it's the only way I can actually congratulate you. Not that you deserve it, but it's only way that I can actually put your name at the bottom of the tweet. Obviously, I need to do that. Add to queue, post now, post, go. So we are 2 tweets down. We have done 2 success graphs. The next tweet I do will not be a success graph. I am going to do something different. Right, let me just find the tweet I have just done, because I just want to put it into the thread that I am writing. By the way, I've been writing threads all this week. You're going to hear me moaning about this. If you already follow me on Twitter, You've probably heard me moaning a lot about this already. And I've been writing the tweets and they haven't gone well. I've been writing the threads and it's been really frustrating me. To say it in a different way, it's been really pissing me off. And I think that the thread that I am writing right now is probably going to be the best thread that I've written all week, even though it's off the cuff. I'm recording live whilst I'm doing it. Anyway, enough moaning about that. So I'm going to do this Cam Hauser one next. Cam, my God, this tweet, accents are fonts for speech. This is probably my tweet of the year, let alone tweet of the month, tweet of the week, tweet of the day, whatever. I love this tweet. The fact that it's only got 3 retweets and 38 likes is absolutely criminal. So I am going to pay my homage and pay my respect by making a visual out of it and hopefully making the reach a little bit higher in my own little special way. Cam's doing some really cool stuff with video at the minute as well, and I obviously love that because I love making silly little videos on Twitter that nobody pays attention to. So accents are fonts for the speech. I'm just going to call this accents. I don't think the title's really going to make much difference. Now, all my talking here about this tweet, I actually don't have an idea. I don't know what I'm going to do for this tweet. This tweet is brilliant, and now I feel under pressure. I feel like I've got to make an amazing visual for this, and all the time I'm talking, I don't have the idea of what the visual is going to be. So let's break this down. This is what I do when I can't figure out a visual. So we've got several things going on in this wording here. I like to do this first. So I break down the key parts of the wording that I want to contextualize, that I want to visualize. So the key words are accents, and I'm going to bold them. Fonts, speech. They are the key sections of this tweet. The rest of the things around it don't really matter. So accents, fonts, and speech. Accents are fonts for speech. The difficulty with visualizing this tweet is the fact that it's talking about accents, and accents by their very nature are not visual. So I have somehow got to visualize sound. Yeah, it's a tough one. Okay, so the first thing I'm thinking, let's throw some ideas down here. So the first thing I'm thinking is doing a words inside words type visual. Words inside words is another visual pattern inside the Magic Visual, my new book that's just been released by now. And this is what I'm thinking. So we're going to have the word speech, and we're going to make that bigger. Accents are fonts for speech, and that doesn't work, does it? No, the thing I was going to say doesn't work. I know, I've got an idea. So when you are picking a font, this is the kind of thing that you are faced with when you pick a font. You see lots of fonts lined up like this. And I am going to replicate this layout with a particular word that's said differently in different languages and in different places and things like that. So let's start with a line, and let's try and replicate this damn layout and get a good tweet out of this and pay good respect to Cam Hauser's excellent tweet. So let's split these. I think that's probably going to be enough. Group them, center them, and the first one at the top is going to be hello. Hello. Wow, sounded like a Siri or something then. Hello. Let's make this a bit smaller. A bit bigger. Maybe a bit bigger than that. Okay, perfect. So that's the first thing there, and I'm going to put at the top, just above it, English accent .ttf. Oh, do I go designer geeky? Do I put OTF instead, because TTFs are rubbish? No, let's not go geeky on this one, Craig. Let's just keep this simple. These things I'm verbalizing, this is the internal monologue that it goes on inside Craig's brain every time he makes a visual. So I'm going to have English accent.ttf there, and let's make it a bit more ridiculous. Hello, my good sir. Hello, my good sir. Siri, speaking an English accent. Hello, my good sir. And then let's have another one underneath. Got to be careful not to make this racist. I've also got to be careful to make sure I spell the things right. Australian. Let me just Google that. We got to make sure this is right. No, I didn't spell Australian right. Whew. Australian accent. This is going to be, g'day, mate. By the way, I can't do accents. One of the only weaknesses that I have in life is that I can't do accents. So, what would what would an Australian accent look like? Let's have a look. Let's look at some fonts quickly. I'm thinking like a scripty, handwritten type font. Let's just search for hand. See if I've got any of these turned on. I haven't got any good ones. No. Script. See if we can get something going here. What have we got? None of these are very good. I've got too many fonts, by the way. It's making it very difficult to find one. You don't want to see me looking for fonts here. This is super boring. So, let's pick one. Oh, the Wild Things. Right, so we've got that one. The Wild Things. G'day, mate. Oh, that wasn't bad. My girlfriend will be very proud of me that I could actually say that properly. G'day, mate. There we go. Only problem is that the apostrophe inside this font is absolutely terrible for some reason. You see this a lot in fonts that. I mean, I bought this font. It's not an illegal font, but you see this a lot in indie fonts, that kind of thing, where they don't pay much attention to doing a good job with these kind of things. It can be quite frustrating as a designer. First world's problems of designers. It's difficult to work with apostrophes. There we go. So I'm running out of accents. Should I have English accent? I'm tempted to put a couple of different UK accents in there because they're the ones that I know the most. But what do New York people say? New York people. How do New Yorkers say hello? Hello. Let's see what they say. Pack. Nurse, water. I think we say water in Yorkshire as well. Oh, come on, give me something. Say hey instead of hi and say it quickly. Make the classic you guys. Oh yeah, hey yous guys, that's it, perfect. Yeah, I've heard people say that. Hey, let me just fix the tracking on this. Hey yous guys. Ooh, what font would these speak in? I've got the perfect one. This one, which I did on a talk I did the other day. Abolition. Hey, yous guys. By the way, I cannot do a New Yorker accent. I will not attempt to do a New Yorker accent either. New York accent. Here's you guys. I think I'm going to need some help here. Most famous accents. British is the most likable accent globally. Of course it is, because we sound amazing. Especially British people from Yorkshire, like me. We all sound really cool. Let's have a look. Most friendly Spanish, most unfriendly Russian, most straightforward German. German might be a good one. How do you say hello in a German accent? I'm sure they just say hello in German. I remember this from GCSE German. I need a better one. How do they say it in Spanish? Hello in Spanish. Oh, this one I didn't do. Hola. 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 I like that one. Hola. I know that sound. Forgive me. That doesn't sound Spanish at all. Spanish accent. Hola. This definitely needs to be like an easy breezy font. You know, hola. It needs to just look nice and cool, just laid back or something. You know, like that kind of word. Hola. It just needs to look nice. Let's have a look in the font library. What can we find? Let's look in the display fonts. Horror. Maybe I'll find something horror. Nope, nothing there. The majority of this stream, by the way, is just me looking at fonts. How exciting for you to be sat there watching me stare at lovely fonts. It's just how you wanted to spend your evening or your day or whatever's going on. I'm rambling now because I can't find a good font. Come on, serve me up a nice one. I'm not feeling these. I'm not feeling anything. Let's have a look. See if we've got something here that jumps out at me. Annie, use your telescope's not bad, but it's not very bold. I just need a hand font. Bloody hell. Give me a hand font. A nice hand font. Why have I got no nice hand fonts? If you can hear that, that's a very loud police car. Bub's hand, perfect. Bub's hand. That I just spotted that one as the police car went by. Hola, I like that. That's nice. Next one. Is there another one that I can just drop in there that's not going to be offensive? So we've got Australian, we've got English, we've got American. Is the kind of a very weird way that's Canadian. How do Canadians say hello? Can I put a funny one at the bottom? What's a funny one that people aren't going to take offense to? German accent. I was thinking about just putting goodbye for Germans, but yeah, that's it. That's what I'm doing I'm going to put Canadian. Because all Canadians say A all the time. I definitely can't do a Canadian accent, and nothing you say will ever make me do a Canadian accent, because I will definitely offend somebody. Not that I'm bothered about offending people, but I'm bothered about offending people on silly things like saying something in an accent that I shouldn't be saying something in. So I won't be trying that accent until I've practiced. I'm just flicking through fonts here, trying to find something that kind of strikes me as Canadian. Stuff it. That's it. That looks Canadian. Right, let's neaten this up and get the hell out of Dodge. I think I'm just going to fade these lines down just a touch. Maybe 20% like that. Yeah, that's good. I like that. All nice and centered. Now comes the problem of me fitting this into a Twitter graphic without, shrinking things down too much. So is that possible? Yeah, that's nearly there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten up all the space on each one of these things. Let's link these up like this. Is it going to let me tidy them up? No, it is not. Tidy. I'm just grouping these things so I can quickly tidy them up. That line wants to come up a bit. I'm doing this by eye as well. Oh my god. There we go. So let's tidy these bad boys up. Don't know why it just did that. Because I've got 2 of them. Excellent, Craig. Delete that. Nope. I am messing this up live on this thing that I'm doing here. This is excellent. Cut. Delete. Paste. Done. There we go. Now we can tidy and we can shrink the space down so they don't fit. This ain't going to be as easy as I thought it were going to be, is it? Just to make these fit nice. Let's make them a bit smaller again. So at the minute I haven't made the fonts smaller, so I'm going to make the fonts slightly smaller like that. Okay, done. Do they all look straight, neat and everything? Yes, they do. Cool. Export. I don't care if it already exists. Let's go here again. Cam Hauser with your excellent tweet. I don't think I've done you justice, Cam. I don't care. I'm trying to make as many of these things as I possibly can. What is Cam's handle? Kahauser. Boom. Slap the visual in there. There we go. Post now. Yes. Done. I'm going to delete everything that is on my desktop so I can much more easily keep track of these things. Right, let's do the boring bit. Let's put this inside. Ooh, we're at 2,980 followers. Miles away from what I want to achieve. Oh, don't do this to me, Twitter. Don't do this to me. Come on, where are you? There we are. Cool, so who's next? I think I'm going to go for the big gun next. I'm going to go for Matthew Kobach. I love everything that Matthew Kobach writes. He has this way on Twitter that I don't see most other people having, where he tells often quite harsh truths, but because they're kind of reflective of his own life, you don't feel triggered by them in any way. And I think that's probably quite a powerful skill to learn for Twitter, something that I've never managed to do. I just say it as I see it, and maybe some of my tweets come across as maybe a little bit preachy, but I love the way that Matthew writes these things. So I spent an hour every day working on my physical health so I don't have to worry about it in the other 23 hours. So I'm going to do a slight tweak. Spend instead of spent, sorry Matthew, to visualize this. So let's have a think about this. So I'm going to call this tweet an hour, because I think the hour bit is important. So I spend an hour every day working on my physical health, so I don't have to worry about it in the other 23 hours. So what I am going to do, I was going to draw a clock. I haven't done a clock for a while. Clock time. I need a jingle. Have I got some kind of jingle here that I can play? Let's have a look. What's this? No, that's not a jingle, is it? Yeah, there we go. I need to play something because I'm playing the clock, making the clock, making the clock, making the clock. I haven't made a clock in a while on my account. Clocks with smiles is the staple of the Unobvious visual. Whenever I can combine clocks and smiles into one visual, we have a good visual that makes people feel good, that makes me feel happy that I've made it. I'm doing my standard trick here, 4,150, boom. We have the lines. Wow, I'm losing my voice. We have the lines for the clock. I'll shut that off now. It's such a joyous tune though, isn't it? It's kind of nice. Nice to have in the background, actually. I'm going to leave it on until the track ends. So we've got the clock. I spend an hour every day working on my physical health, so I don't have to worry about it in the other 23 hours. What I was going to do is put two clocks next to each other. The old clockaroo put two clocks next to each other like this. And I'm feeling the unobvious switcheroo here with the clocks somehow to make them a bit clever. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet, but what I'm going to start with is drawing the first hour, which is so happy. Oh, it's whistling. Oh my god. Who knew when you decided to tune in tonight on YouTube to watch me noodle around in Figma making visuals? Who knew that what you was going to get was this? I didn't. I didn't know you were going to get that. But what the hell? Let's embrace it. Let's embrace the randomness. So what I'm going to do is put two of these next to each other. One of them is going to be 1 hour, like that. The other one is going to be the rest of the time. Obviously, the tweet talks about 24 hours. I'm using a 12-hour clock here. There isn't a 24-hour, as far as I'm aware. There isn't a 24-hour dial clock available to me. So I am going to use the standard Easter clock. I'm still feeling some kind of switcheroo here. It's not coming to me though. It's not coming to me. I'm not seeing the switcheroo. What I mean by switcheroo is I'm trying to see an interesting idea in here that isn't just a clock. I'm trying to find the unobvious idea. Oh, there we go. We've got it in. I'm trying to find the unobvious idea, which isn't that easy to find. I mean, the one thing I'm seeing here is that it looks like eyes because it's two circles next to each other. But I do this a lot when I make visuals. The visual that you are looking at right now, this one that's in front of you, that you are watching, is good enough. That's me telling myself that this visual is good enough. But what I do at this stage is I sit and I think about the visual for a bit. And often I find something hidden inside the visual that really makes it pop, that really makes this somebody see it and go, oh my God, where did that come from? So I'm looking for the switcheroo. So let's just look at the quote again one last time. I spend an hour every day working on my physical health so I don't have to worry about it in the other 23 hours. So it's about physical health. Is maybe nah. Yeah, let's not overcomplicate this here. Let's just keep this nice and simple. Although something's bugging me, what I'm going to do is just going to delete this. No, not that one. Come on, let me select it. There we go. I'm going to delete this, so it doesn't look weird. And then I'm going to do the same on this one, if I can actually get to it. Let's cut that out a second. Outline these. Select it. Boom. Delete. Boom. Delete. Cool. Paste back in. There we go. It's a nice visual. It's not. Wow, can you hear my stomach? Probably not. My stomach is growling. It's dying for food. It's desperate for food. It's not one of my greatest visuals. You know, it's a bit dull, but I think it does pay respect to the tweet. So let's do it. Let's post it. See what happens. Let's post this. Let me just have a look at my other tweets. Have I been putting these in quotation marks when I've been posting them? Yes, I have. I think it's M. Kobach. Yeah, it is. Let's post it. Boom. Maybe I could grow to love this. This is the problem with making visuals online. I guess you're only as good as the last visual that you made, and you kind of often just you're always making new visuals, so you often just look at them and just think, well, there's another visual just around the corner because you need to make a visual every day. You don't often look at them and sit back and think, oh wow, that's quite cool, that visual that you made. You actually did a pretty good job. You don't often think of that. Anyway, enough philosophical talk. Let's look at one of the other tweets. So we've done Matthew Kobach, we've done Cam Hauser, we have done Robbie Crabtree, we've done Blake Amal, we have not done Tom Hurst. So Tom Hurst's tweet did very well. All I can think of, by the way, now is graphs and little doodles like this, and I need to get away from it. This thing needs to be goddamn different, really different, cool and different, something you've never seen before. That's where we're going with this visual here right now. The best routines. So that's what we're going to do. The best routines are the ones you stick to. I'm laughing there because I've just thought of like a really stupid idea. A really stupid idea for this one that people they're just not going to get. But do I do it? Yeah. Let's do it. So I've got the idea for glue, because glue is sticky, and I'm going to draw glue that has stuck something. I'm just getting a reference image here. I don't like the look of any of those bottles. I use Noun Project a lot, actually, to kind of like find reference images for simplifying things that I'm not quite sure how to draw sometimes. So it can be really good for that. And also sometimes I just use the visuals I find on the Noun Project. It's rare, but sometimes if I see a thing on there, like if I just saw a glue bottle right now that looked perfect, that looked exactly how I wanted to draw the glue bottle, I just use the damn glue bottle that I found. In fact, that one is very damn close. So I am going to redraw it though, because there is some elements of it that I don't like. So let's just quickly redraw it. But I'm going to use all the kind of feel and look of this, like that. I use kind of shadowed images a lot, on and obvious. And it's mostly a stylistic choice, really. There isn't a powerful reason for it. There isn't a reason, because I think these kind of visuals do better or anything. But I think they take away some of the complexity of some things that you can make online. So that it makes people in the moment, it makes it easier for them to understand maybe some complex ideas. So I often do these kind of visuals to make it easy for people to understand. I just want to draw some simple stuff on here. Oh man, I'm feeling that song again. Oh god, can I play it again? Yeah, of course we can. We can play it again. I don't care if you find it annoying and you don't like it. This is my time. It's my fun time. This is not your fun time. Oh god, what am I? I've lost my mind. It's making these visuals. I nearly swore then. It makes you lose your damn mind. So what I'm gonna do? Oh, shut up. I'm gonna shut it off. I can't think. I'm gonna put this here. The best routines are the ones you stick to. This is still making me giggle. You're not meant to laugh at your own jokes, are you? It's a bit sad when you do that. So the best routines are the ones you stick to. So I'm going to write routines, and I'm going to spread this letter out a bit. I'm going to stick routines to the side of this visual here on the left. I'm going to make it blindingly obvious that it's been stuck with something. I'm going to put some kind of gluey, sticky substance here that's kind of falling down the side. Oh my god. These kind of visuals, this one I'm doing right here, right now, these are the kind of visuals that either do really well or nobody at all understands them, and they end up being one of my favourite visuals, but nobody else's. So let's see how this one plays out, shall we? I don't know how it'll play out. They usually play out pretty bad. So I kind of want it here like this. I want that bottom bit stretched. So I want it like that. I want that kind of dripping all the way down. I'm going to put this in the middle. I mean, looking at this now, nobody's going to get this one. I mean, you can tell it says routines, which is pretty important. Let's make it a bit bigger so you can really tell. I'm going to move it a little bit down so it's just a bit more interesting. And then I'm just going to have the glue bottle over here. I was going to lay it down, so I'm just going to try to use one of my favorite plugins called Scudat. Scudat it's called, which does exactly what it says on the tin. It lets you skew things and make them look like they are laying down. Although the problem I've got now is it doesn't look 3D, and I'm going to have to 3Dify it if I want to do that. I ain't got the time for that. I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to have it kind of lean in. I just don't want it to look perfect, so I'm just going to have it lean in like this at the side. Maybe I have it. Do I have it here? No, I want it away from the word because I want people to make the connection. I don't want to spoon feed the idea to them, but I do want them to make the connection. And the connection isn't obvious. It is an unobvious visual, after all. So I want them to make their own connection with this visual and to understand what I was trying to do with it, but I don't want to spoon feed it to them. So I'm just putting a little bit of a shadow in there as well, just to give it a little bit of depth. so people can understand that it's just leaning against the side over there. But it doesn't look like it's leaning. God damn it. This kind of thing here that I'm trying to do, I'm trying to desperately do. I wish I was a 3D guy, because I'm just terrible at laying things out like this and making them look natural and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it just doesn't look like it's sat against the side of the visual, does it? That's the problem. It just looks weird. I mean, why you wouldn't do that, would you? That's the problem. You wouldn't lay a glue bottle sideways. So let's just leave it in the corner like that, just subtly stuck there. And let's see if people think I'm a genius or an idiot. I know what it usually is. So let's put that in the corner there, down there at the bottom. Let's copy this over. The routines are the ones you usually stick to, or the ones that you stick to, or whatever Tom wrote as his banger of a tweet, as the phrase that he likes to use. Perfect. The best routines are the ones you stick to. The best routines are the ones you stick to. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to edit his tweet. Tom Hurst. It isn't the entire original tweet. Because it's the first line in the tweet, though, I think people might get this one. So I think this one makes it it makes it more of a fun puzzle if I put all 3 lines in. So I am going to put all 3 lines in on this one. Let's take one final look at it. Yeah, it looks all good. It does look a bit plonked, that glue, but whatever. Post now, yes. And let's post this one into the thread that I've got going on. Let's take that, go over here. I've just realised I'm retweeting all these twice. But oh well, we're trying to overload the algorithm here, people. That's quite important that we do this. I mean, some of them are doing quite well. Obviously, Blake's is doing well. Blake's always do well, don't they? That's the problem. He's a bloody good at writing tweets. 2983. God damn, we are nowhere near. This is not happening easy tonight. Okay, so we're gonna leave this stream with one more tweet. I'm gonna look back through these tweets. I'm gonna do one more for tonight, and then I'll leave you to the rest of your evening, and you can go enjoy it. Unless I've done all these tweets. Have I done all these tweets? Oh. Cool. Well, no, I haven't. We've got the Dom one. No one has it all figured out. So it's a good one, that one, isn't it? I love the way that Dom writes his tweets as well. So, let us sit down in the playroom and see what falls out. I'm definitely going to use the same kind of styling that he's got in this tweet, because I think he's done a really good job with this. Dom. What do we say on this one? Let's go. No one. But what do we do? I'm feeling some kind of question mark. I think that could be quite cool for this one. But the question is, how do we make the question mark unobvious? How do we make the question mark interesting? What do we do to the question mark to make it look a bit weird? So the quote is, no one has it all figured out. No one. So literally nobody in the world has it all figured out. I'm calling a blank on this one. What can I do? So no one has it all figured out. And I want to make this... Maybe it could be loads of people. I like that idea. I think I have a dastardly plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a transformation type visual. This is another visual pattern from The Magic Visual, the new book there. I'm sorry, I'll stop doing that. This is a transformation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show lots of things in the left one, and on the right one, they're going to come together to reveal the hidden truth inside the visual, which is nobody has it all figured out. So I'm going to use circles for this one. It's one of my favorite things to use when I'm visualizing things. I'm just going to throw a load of random people around, clickety-clack on the keyboard, the clackety-click goes. So I'm not trying to make these too neat or anything like that, but I'm just trying to make sure that they just fill in the space, because I want it to be quite clear how these people are stood in a question mark, but I want it clear that it looks kind of organic, that there's no kind of set pattern to this. I will speed this up for the video that you're watching right now. So as you are watching this right now, I am going to be sat here for probably the next, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, just making circles like this. It will be incredibly dull for you to watch me do it, so let's speed it up. Actually, let's just stop it for a second. Let's put some music on. This is taking me a really long time, longer than I ever expected it to take. I cannot sing, but I am trying to keep to the beat. I will never be a rapper because I keep to my God. We're done. I managed to do it right on the beat there as well. That was quite impressive, wasn't it? So let's delete this. Oh, look at that. We've got a nice, smooth question mark. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the first. So you see there, I've copied the second one into the second side. Now on the left-hand side, I'm going to make it not look like a question mark, just a bunch of people just wandering around. So I've got a bit of better music here for you, it's kind of a lo-fi beat type thing. So let's play this. Oh, that's already much better. Here we go. Fade that off for a second just to explain something to you. So what I'm going to try and do with this is just make it just a bit of a tease, so that just a teensy tease that there is something going on in the background there. So as you can see, I'm going to leave that little bit in there, so you kind of look at it and go, hang on, is that a question mark? And then it goes boom, the question mark's there. I'm going to leave that smooth music in the background because it's quite nice. So now we're just going to make the Twitter visual for this. I'm going to use a single frame for this because I think it'll work quite well. Like this. Yeah, that's cool. Craig, you've done a good job with that one. Yeah, I like that. So that's it. That's it. I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in for my strange ramblings and weird explanations of design. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't do these kind of things on YouTube very often anymore. I'll try to do them a bit more. I'm not going to promise. But yeah, I guess I'll see you again soon, and thanks for watching.